This week on HGTV's House Hunters, Alanna and Steven Mizells.
Okay, thank goodness it's not House Hunters because they see 3 or 4 houses and have to make a decision.
And they always get it though too. It always works.
And we would fail out. We saw 4 houses we saw more than that this weekend.
I don't even know.
You guys, I don't think I could count the number of houses we've seen at this point.
But we're starting a search. So here, listen to us.
We are a month into a search.
Yeah, we're going.
Steven you guys can already tell how laid back Steven is in this whole situation and how not laid back I am. This is like the definition of our relationship.
Perfect.
Welcome to the Mizells Show.
An inspiration for a new generation.
Hi, I'm Alanna Mizells, a loving mother of 2, a devoted wife to Steven, and an entrepreneur helping women realize their dreams and potential.
And I'm Steven Mizells, caring father of 2, a devoted husband to Alanna, and a driving force to help young men prepare for life after college football.
And if that wasn't enough, we're a biracial couple.
She was raised in the North, but I was raised in the South.
The only thing normal about our lives, who am I kidding? It's never normal around here. Join us for the Mizells Show.
Right now. All right, we're back at the Mizells Show, and Alanna is beveraged up as usual, but I think she's finishing now. You're such a child sometimes.
Yo, my Route 44's gone.
Hey, it was happy hour though, and tax-exempt weekend. I
didn't realize that would work.
Hey, it said on the thing, Sonic tax-exempt, so I was super
for the peeps that don't know, so I'm from New Hampshire, we didn't have tax-exempt.
Tax-exempt weekend was good, but
anything.
But I should tell you this. So, we tend to have a few things going on. So I didn't know it was tax-exempt weekend, which is probably a good thing. But Alanna just casually tells me today, she's like, "Oh yeah, it was tax-exempt weekend." I was like,
noon.
"Bruh, like that's, we should have planned for this weekend." Like you can't
like, right, but I didn't know till I bought Adele and Briggs shoes at Rec Room.
Yeah, for school. We went there to get some new school shoes for school.
So we did. We did take advantage of the...
But, like, you didn't tell me that until, like, the waning hours of Sunday when it's, like, winding down.
I didn't buy anything for myself.
Yeah, because Poshmark doesn't have tax-free weekend. Do they?
I feel attacked. I feel seen.
Hey, but it's all right. But it's been a weekend. It's been a
month.
The month's now over. So, yeah, it's been a month.
July was a lot.
We started a new job. We left the job.
We threw a baby shower for one of our dear friends.
Yes, which was incredibly fun and exciting.
And large.
It was good, though.
Oh,
but I think through it all, we, as we guys, if you don't know, like, listen to our podcast, stay up on game. We moved.
What does that mean, stay up on game?
Stay up on game means, like, you're in the loop. You're listening and you know what's going on.
Why does sayings change so much? Like, it's so hard to keep up.
It doesn't change that much.
You could just said in the loop. Why don't we just say in the loop?
Well, stay in the loop or stay up on game with the Mizells. Whichever way you like. Okay, anyways,
really
if you have to, like, hopefully you know what's going on with us. But long story short, many people know we sold our house during COVID and we moved to be closer to the University of Memphis for that amazing season of our life. And it was very convenient being out here.
It was.
And we enjoyed it. And fun. And we still enjoy it.
And, like, we're not about to go live downtown. So this is about the closest we were going to get with our 2 kids.
I mean, I think we're hip enough to live downtown.
Yeah, but I don't want to. There's a difference.
We could live on South Main, No, you don't want to?
I don't even want to drive down there. Never mind.
But you love Bedrock Eats, though.
Yeah, so I would just hang out there.
You just hang out there.
That's it.
That's it.
That's the only reason I drive downtown.
Your meal prep would be all from there. They would just have Alana's name.
I'd be fit, though.
You'd be fit.
Fit.
You would. Like, better.
What's that called? What's that slang called?
Being fit?
Yeah, like, is there a cool...
A1? You're A1?
Like, I feel like you could be A1 and need a steak. A1.
That was terrible. Jeez. Well,
that was hysterical.
I think that was a regular Route 44 Alanna had, but she's feeling it tonight.
No, that was actually very funny. But
it wasn't a regular one? You said no.
No, it is.
No, but
It's a regular one, but I was just funny.
you were funny.
Okay?
But shouts out to Begarot Eats. We do enjoy that restaurant.
I love it. It's downtown on what street?
Oh, I don't know.
I literally put it in my phone. That's how
It's
I get there.
downtown.
Steven can just drive there.
But it's amazing.
Not know where he is, really.
They just dropped their new menu.
Added some vegan stuff.
Added some vegan stuff. The owner is super cool. This is a nice vibe. Now, you don't take a family of 8 there. You want to get that to go because it is quaint. But
You want to get that to go.
yeah, but the food there is like phenomenal. And
unless you want to sit outside.
Yeah,
you get
yes, outside. But and Alanna cannot go there. I can't either. And they give to-go options. So, like, you eat a meal and you're, like, full. Like, oh, in a few hours, let me just grab this macro for
like
any donut
like a
or
market
something.
kind of thing.
Yeah, a market. Yeah, it's a great market there.
Oh, my gosh. It's so good.
And so we kick off the weekend. We went to some Bedrock Eats this weekend. But all this to be said, over this last month, we have started our housing search. We're looking for...
right now is possibly the worst time.
It's not the worst time. But I think...
Okay, it's not prime time.
It's definitely not
from
prime
a
time.
buyer perspective.
It's not. But hey, you have a great agent, though.
Oh, he's decent. No,
Oh,
he's
decent?
so good
Is
that
he handsome?
Woo!
He's stunning. Okay, that's good. She's talking about me, guys. I do have my real estate license, and I've had my license for over 10 years now. Hustle, hustle, hustle.
Oh my gosh, it has been that long.
Yeah, man. Hustling.
I'm not a man.
Yeah, bruh.
Not one of them either.
Yeah, homie.
Anyway.
Actually, it's only been 8 years. It was 2012. So, actually.
Yeah,
it's 21
that's
now.
right.
So, almost 10 years. Yeah, almost 10 years. It's been good.
Anyway, okay. So, we started the housing search. And, you guys, the best day to put in an offer on a house is Christmas Day, if you were curious.
Yeah, it's not. But yeah, we bought our last house.
It's not Christmas.
Christmas Day. We put an offer in on Christmas Day.
On Christmas Day.
Yeah.
And yeah, we showed it and we got it and got a great deal on our last house.
Yeah.
So we are just, it's a lot, and we're blessed that we get to be a little bit more picky this time.
Yeah. We had the chance to be a little more picky this time.
Yeah.
But like kind of going back to the beginning of the search, even as a agent, and I cannot do real estate without Alanna. Like Alanna is one that is super handy on the Pinterest and the social media when it comes to like giving me tidbits to help assist me in terms of like, hey, this client might like this, or this client might. I just hit my hand on the chair. That's what it was.
Steven is bumping into it.
But Alanna is very handy in those kind of things, and I say all that.
What do you mean those kind of things?
Okay, so over the years, Alanna has assisted me with my clients in terms of seeing past certain things that I might not be able to explain.
Oh,
like,
okay.
hey, you could do this. You can change this. You can easily
not
fix
a large
this.
cost.
Oh no, yeah, not a large cost. But she has those tidbits. So a lot of times when I'm showing houses, if the schedule allows, Alanna comes with me. And I say all this because when we first started this search, we had a list of like haves and have-nots, some deal breakers, some things that were like, we need this. But even us being seasoned, those have changed recently.
Have they?
You don't think they've tweaked? I mean, I think are you still open to commuting?
Commuting,
like
how
driving.
far?
We were looking as far as Olive Branch.
Yeah, no, that was a lapse in judgment.
I don't know. Speaking of Olive Branch,
It would have to, like, for me, it would have to be, that's like changing our entire functionality of life. And here's the thing. So if you're not familiar with where Memphis is, Memphis to Olive Branch is 20 minutes.
20 to 30 minutes. Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Specifically also where our kids' school is. It's still very close to where we live right now.
Yeah.
So 20 to 30 minutes, okay? So is Germantown, though, which is a suburb of Memphis.
Yeah, and so is Carterville.
Okay, Carterville is way farther than that.
No, the parts of Carterville, I think you're right. Carterville starts at like 25 plus high.
Yeah.
It definitely starts at 25.
And the drive to me to Carterville, which is beyond Germantown,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Technically.
Technically, yes.
Because I'm directionally challenged.
It's okay.
The drive to me is more challenging than driving to Olive Branch.
I can definitely see that.
There's just more stoplights. So then it takes you longer, or it feels like it's taking you longer, unless you take the interstate. And then when you take the interstate, the probability of getting in an accident gets higher. And where we used to live is a suburb called Cordova, which is technically Memphis because you pay both city and county taxes.
Yeah.
Did you know that I sell makeup? Not only do I sell makeup, but the makeup that I sell is 3D makeup, which allows you to highlight and contour your face in a super simple compact. As a mom, I could not survive without my simplified routine. Not only that, but it's exactly what you need. Exactly when you need it, all in one spot. Go ahead and check out Alanna Mizells on Instagram or alannamizell.com to learn more. And then, do you pay city and county in Germantown?
Yeah, you pay the city of Germantown taxes.
Oh, and then Shelby County. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry,
and
that was a crazy question.
This is good. So when you're looking at Memphis, you have the city of Memphis, but the suburb areas are the Bartlett, the Lakeland, the Carterville, Arlington, Germantown. And
Cordova.
Now you have Cordova. And then now you start stretching, and the stretch becomes, you have people going as far as Oakland. You have people going as far as Piperton, and then Olive Branch. But Olive Branch is actually in Mississippi.
Right.
So you're leaving the state of Tennessee.
Right. So that's a big difference because in the state of Tennessee, you don't pay income tax. Is that what it is?
I think that's it.
State income tax.
Yes.
In Mississippi, you do. So you have to pay your state income tax.
Yeah.
But then in Mississippi, there's also a Homestead Act. So because it's not as popularized.
Yeah, so you're able to get a huge break on your taxes.
But then, like the other day, when we were about to go see another house in Olive Branch, I realized I would have to change my license plate and my license. And I don't know why that was a big deal.
That was a big deal to you,
but it felt like a big deal.
But the key is, I think we're still open to Olive Branch.
I'm not saying no.
But we probably would say we tighten our ramifications, or not ramifications, we tighten our qualifications if we're going to go down to Olive Branch, because we want to be, if we're spending that much more time on the quote-unquote road commuting, we want to have it to be more done. As we said earlier, Alanna is very handy, and she wants to, make certain touches, but I think if we're stepping out of our comfort zone, we want to maybe go into something that's more quote-unquote move-in ready. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. So the other thing that we are huge on, because we can be that way, there's two things. One, we've worked real hard to get where we are, and there are some things that we are just not okay compromising on.
Yes.
Especially with the budget that we've got.
Good point. So I think a Mizells tidbit: don't let the market change your deal breakers.
As long as you have an agent that's giving you realistic. Like, there were many times that I was like, Steven, is this even possible?
Yeah.
Like, tell me if I'm shooting for the moon and you're really like, sister, you can't get all that.
Yeah, it's true.
It's a push and a pull kind of thing. But when the market is as crazy as it is, which it is all over the country,
all the country, it's not just Memphis, but all the country.
And let me explain why. It's because during COVID, it got so bad and people really weren't buying as fluid as they were. And really, when the housing market is increasing, that means that your economic growth is also increasing.
True.
So it's a great way for our government to be able to lower interest rates, which right now the interest rates are very low.
To help stimulate that housing piece. To help
stimulate the housing market, because then you move into a new house. Well, what else do they want to do? They want to paint. They want to do flooring. Well, then when you do paint, then it goes into them. And then it just is a ripple effect, especially because more of these, blue-collar jobs feed more families.
Yeah, they feed more families.
Stereotypically speaking.
And then on top of that, another thing is some industries boomed during COVID and are booming during the pandemic. Mm-hmm. And you have to take it from a standpoint of you weren't going on vacation. You weren't maybe traveling as much. So now I want to take that $15,000 that I put away for the family vacation. I'm going to put into my house.
I want a $15,000 vacation.
Well, some people are able to do that. And they take that money and then they now it's a bigger down payment for a house, or they're able to renovate the bathroom or the kitchen to increase their house value, and then they're able to sell it. And so now...
Or they did that during 2020, and now they're like, let me sell this sucker in 2021.
Yeah, and the biggest thing now is that even as sellers, you're like, oh, that's cute. I can make $100,000 on my house, but where am I going to go?
Right.
Oh, I'm probably going to go somewhere where I'm going to also overpay. So you have people that are like, hey, I want to sell because I can make some money. But other people are like, no, I'm not going to sell because I'm going to end up paying too much where I'm going. And so it's the fine line of finding the right pull. Yeah, finding the right sellers. But it's also,
we mentioned that our budget is at a point to where we are realistic about what we can and cannot get.
Yeah.
And I think this is also kind of like a life lesson.
Okay.
Not just with housing, but like we're talking about job offers and, friends, really. When you're talking about investing in relationships and you're getting to a vulnerability point, you have your I can handle, I can't handle. You've got those boundaries. You've got those things that I've put in a lot of work. I'm not going to let negative people into my life.
Yeah.
And like my negativity threshold is much lower. Like I'm just not doing it.
Yeah, I think you have to take control of that and be willing. It's going to be, I might lose something, but I'm going to gain more value in my life. Or
right, and so same thing when you're looking for a job. You may not get the salary amount that you want, but are all the other must-haves on your list being hit? Yeah. And for us, what Steven and I have seen is that the majority of the time for us to be genuinely happy and joyful and present and at peace, or as close as we can be, money typically isn't it.
No, it's not.
It's things like having a yard for our kids to run around and
it's
a
having
door
a
that
day
we can...
when we're able to maybe have a Sabbath and we're able to just be around the house, and not to say we're going to sit around and do nothing, but just being around the house and being together
with each other,
and that's like, okay, we didn't have to spend any money for this. We just enjoy the company and the piece of it.
And there's also a piece of like being able to walk into your home and just go.
I love a good deep sigh saying I'm home, and that's probably one of the biggest feelings that I enjoy with working in real estate and seeing that and getting to that. And sometimes it won't be the initial. Like one of our really good friends, when she first walked into their house, she didn't have that sigh, but now she has that.
Not only that, she said, "I'm not looking at this house."
Yes,
and I was like, "No, you gotta look at this house."
Yeah, and so the deep, now she has the deep sigh. Because
she's real proud of her house.
She's really proud of her house. She's really excited. Now, there's still work to be done, but they are really at a good place.
They've busted their butts.
They busted their butts.
Really have.
They're really excited.
And it looks fantastic. And I think that that's the biggest shift for us from going to... We have a beautiful rental house, you guys. Absolutely beautiful. If you want it once we leave, you just let us know. Anyway, but we are very, very, very blessed. But it also showed us... We went from a 3,800 square foot house.
Mm-hmm. And now we're living in about 1750.
1750.
And with that being said, we have started to reevaluate the must-haves. In the industries that we are in, we are able to see and reevaluate some things. Yeah. And all this is crazy enough. All this is happening during our housing search. So when people say, hey, I'm looking for a house... Yeah, you got to get a mortgage. You got to get a pre-approval letter. Yeah, you got to make sure you have enough money for a down payment. But also, during that search, it's going to bring you to reality of like, hey, are there things in my closet I really don't need? Are there things that me and my wife are saying that we need to like reevaluate? Like, hey, we're going to spend 95% of our time in our living room in our backyard. So is this room, can we push and pull? And it's something that, during our last search, we didn't have kids, and it was just me and Alanna, and we ended up stumbling upon a 3,800 square foot house. And now we have kids and a compilation of things, and now we're at 1,700. So it's giving us the what do we really need? And I'm not going to say I'm one to become a minimalist, but like I'm trending towards like what do I really need?
Yeah. Well, and there's also, although our house is 1,700 square feet right now, it is the most perfectly laid out 1,700
Oh yeah,
square
for sure.
feet. Like the most perfectly
but
laid
I
out,
never thought I could, well, of course, coming from where I came from, I never thought initially, this is all that I need. Now, there's some space.
No, you did not, because we were.
I was
we
fighting
were
you tooth and nail.
We were putting stuff in boxes, and Steven's like, "Not all of this is going to fit in that house." I'm like, "I promise you, I know exactly where everything."
But we got rid of a lot of stuff.
Oh, we got rid of a ton of stuff, but still, at the end of the line, you were like, "Alanna, this is not going to fit," and I'm like, "Bruh, yes, it is."
Yeah, and it worked out to the T, and so. We, as the Mizells, are in a housing search.
Let me also tell you about a housing search. And I think that I would bet that there are a lot of people listening to this that
may or may not want to be looking for houses soon, or
but they will also understand looking for a house when you just want a decision made is so hard. And then putting in offers, it's kind of like, okay, girls when they're younger, they a lot of us plan out our wedding. So then the second you get engaged, you already know what colors you want. You know what the wedding's going to look like. You know how many bridesmaids you think you need. Like instantly, the ring goes on the finger. You know sort of what your wedding is going to be.
Yes.
Right. So I think it's the same environment, especially when you have kids, and maybe just more increased when you have kids. That when you look at a house and you and whoever you're putting an offer in, or whether it's just you or whatever it is, put in an offer on a house, you instantly start figuring out, okay, where do I want this? Where do I want this? Do I need this? What colors am I going to do? How am I going to make it feel more like me? Well, that's how I roll. Anyway, Steven doesn't. He's looking at me like, you crazy. No, you don't. So
but that helps her. It helps a lot.
That's how I process. And I go, is this even where... Can I actually see my family coming through the door? How is that going to work? How does that lifestyle work? How do we live our life? And then does that house fit the way we live our life? Because I'm not going to change the way I live for a house.
Yeah.
The house needs to fit how our family functions.
Yes.
Like that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So that's also a telltale sign for me that it ain't it.
Ain't it? And I think that's something that we have, I'm learning, because when we first started, I'm very laissez-faire with it, I would say. And then I would be
That's the understatement of the century.
I'm very laid back with it. And then I would always sometimes get frustrated with Alanna, like, man, like, why are you trying to pick out paint colors and redo the floor, and I don't even want this house. But this is how she processes.
Yeah.
But a great imagery is the whole wedding thing. I didn't think about that until you said that.
So then you put in offers, and then you don't get it, and it's almost like you start all over.
You definitely start all over again.
I'm starting all over.
You start over again. And that's something that I feel that we are excited about keeping you guys posted.
We are excited about it. And I would also say from a spousal perspective, there are many men that are just not opinionated on interiors and what it looks like. But I will tell you this, ladies. If you just start to show pictures that you like, when they say they like something, flag it. Put an extra star, screenshot it, put it in a different album so that you know exactly what they like. Because actually this was on the latest Fixer Upper, is Chip and Joe were talking about how Chip really only puts input into about 10% of their lives.
Yeah.
And he loves it. He's just kind of like an easygoing, happy-go-lucky guy. Mm-hmm. His 10% for them is bringing home a new dog. Yeah. Is the farm animals. And she's like, well, I guess I'm not really going to freak out because 1, you're taking care of them.
Yeah.
2, we're bringing in enough money that I don't have to worry about it now. And 3, the dog's not coming to my house. They have 11 dogs, y'all. 11 dogs. And so she's like, I'm just not going to cause a fuss about that. But she also mentioned how when they were adding an addition to their house, which they did just before COVID hit, there was one thing. He really wanted an exposed brick fireplace. That was his thing. And so, of the 10% of their lives, when he speaks up, just do it.
Just do it.
Figure out a way to make that work. Because that one exposed brick fireplace and being able to bring home a puppy that the kids are going to get excited about for him is that's it. That's the Olympics to him. And so that's the same thing as you're going through housing searches. Although you may feel one certain way, I would bet that there's a compromise. And if there's a time where one of the spouses doesn't really speak up about interior design or exterior kind of layout or things like that, if they do speak out about something specific, listen. I promise you it'll save you so much turmoil. Mm-hmm. But also, y'all, we may seem like we're super positive all the time.
Nah.
Let me just tell you something. Sister ain't positive about this housing search right now.
Yeah, and we're going to work through it. But guess what, guys? We're going to keep you in the loop about it.
We will.
And next week, we will actually start talking to you about some of the ups and downs that we've experienced through this housing search and the offers and what it takes to actually get a house. So, yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out with us on the Mizells Show. I feel like that was a weird one, but
no.
We're so glad that you guys are tuning in. I would like to think all of you will buy a house at some point or know somebody who has. And now we're just kind of giving you a glimpse into what we're going through, what our relationship looks like right now, and kind of the pressures that we're feeling as parents. So definitely check out our Instagram. It's at The Mizells Show. And always you can go over to our website. It's themizellsshow.com. Thanks, guys.
Are you loving The Mizells Show? Well, we love you all. And did you know that you can have me and Steven talk to your team or a group of 25 of your friends? All it takes is 25 people showing up on either a Zoom call, a Facebook Live, or really anywhere. Hopefully in person sooner rather than later. But how do you get us? So all you have to do is email themizellsshow@gmail.com, or you can direct message us on Instagram @themizellsshow.